Oh, come on. Oh, hello, everyone. We're live.
Hello.
We're only a minute late, which is freaking great. Also, we're late because I was busy talking to everyone and didn't realize how late it was. Go me. I'm fantastic. Okay, so welcome to a new Saturday write-in. As always, we'll go around and introduce each other really quickly. If you've been part of these streams for a long time, sorry, but other people are new and we no longer have the toolbox, so we have to do this every week. So that said, Amber, please kick us off.
Hi guys, I'm Amber Crafts. I write paranormal romance for the time being. And yeah.
And her channel is linked down below. Everyone's channel is linked down below, so go follow them before anything else. That's great. Okay, moving on. CJ.
Sarah's killing me. Hi, I'm CJ Bloyer. I am a predominantly fantasy fiction writer. I do dabble in Christian chick lit from time to time. Once I dabbled.
It's all good. There's always room to dabble into more genres as you go along.
I would hope so.
Sarah.
I am Sarah Schernweber, and I am usually a horror author, but today I'm working on a fantasy story that I accidentally wrote during Nano.
Does it have horror elements?
It opens in a bloody murder, and the rest of it is fantasy.
Well, yeah, okay.
Sorry.
It's kind of gender hopping, but not genre hopping. Oh my god, I'm a freaking moron today.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
You can do whatever you want with your gender, not my business.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. I meant genre hopping. Yeah. I mean, you could write a gender bender story. That's great, but that's not what I was trying to say.
I don't have one planned. I'm not gonna say I won't write one.
Yeah, especially since you never know what you're going to write when you start. So that would be like not something you could say about anything. Yeah. Okay. And for those of you new here, my name is Alina. This is my channel. I'm a fiction writer. I write across several genres, most often paranormal and fantasy, sci-fi, and some contemporary romance. So as usual, we're going to chit-chat for a bit, and then at 15 past, we're going to start our first sprint. We do 15-minute sprints. So before we get into that, let's just share what we're working on today.
Okay,
Amber?
where do you want to go in? Okay.
I'm working on the very rough edits of Unknown Family still.
Okay, cool. CJ?
I'm working on. Sorry. I'm working on the first couple installments. I'm drafting the first couple installments of my serial for my website. I'm really close to the end of this section, so I'm hoping I can finish that today.
That's awesome. Good luck with that. Sarah?
I am working on my accidental fantasy Gryffindale. I have editing to do, so that's pure excitement.
I love that it is accidental.
Absolutely. Yes, that's the best part of it.
Yeah.
I'm working on my non-accidental urban fantasy. I'm working on book 3 of the vampire series Bad Blood, which is The Fall of Darkness. I'm done with rewriting the first half that I had drafted like years ago, and now I'm moving into just writing, and I'm like halfway through, and I have to finish it by the end of the month, which is amazing. I'm not gonna die. You're gonna die. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm fine.
So it's fine.
Everything's going to be.
Alina's fine. In case you haven't been here before, Alina's fine.
Yeah. No, Alina's not fine. But she likes to pretend she is. Usually it helps. Also, I have braids.
I like your braids. They're super cute.
Thank you. They're like, they started as Dutch braids and then I just braided it normally. And I wanted to do something more complicated, but then decided, meh, it doesn't work as I imagined it. So they should work fine.
This is as complicated as my hair gets. So unless I pay someone else, which I try not to do because I have a tender head.
Yes.
Like for real. Anyone else brushes my hair or anything, I'm like in tears. It's ridiculous. I'm a baby.
Yeah, I can understand why. My hair is kind of a lot and it gets tangled easily. So
yeah.
I think once my purple fades, I've decided to leave it half purple and see what it fades to and do the under half black. So we'll see what that looks like.
That should
I need to acquire some dye that'll make this change colors, but I have been as of yet unable to find a color that will stick to that because some of us over bleached our hair.
I like
this. I'll leave you I'll give you the name of the, I forget what it is, but it's an all vegan, and my sister over bleached it and she did hers in green last night and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, the problem is that my color only sticks for 3 days because of there's no proteins for it to stick to in my hair.
Okay.
So I actually need to get my hair cut off, which I don't like the idea of.
Let it grow a bit more and then you'll cut it off. And that's fine.
I could go back to a pixie cut, which actually didn't look awful on me, but the growing out phase made me look like a boy.
Also,
like a little boy.
Like, I mean, I feel like short hair is harder to manage because if you have an off hair day, you can't just tie it up in a bun and go to your business.
Yeah. That's very true. Well, my hair is almost shoulder length right now, and this is about as off my neck as I can get without like pinning up a bunch of strands.
When if it's short, I have to wash it every day too. That's the other thing.
Well, I hate, like, I have to wear bump caps at work, and so if I go any shorter than shoulder length, when I put my hat on, if I went to an A-bob again, I would probably look like I had no hair underneath my hat. That would just look very weird. I don't even want to think
I'm bald again.
Well, I work around a lot of old bald men, so yeah, that just would look weird.
They might just think you're trying to fit in.
That's a good one, Sarah. That's really a good one. Oh my God.
I want to be like you.
You guys seem to be smashing it with your baldness, so I thought I would join you.
Yeah.
I might have to do that. We'll see. If it gets any hotter, I might have to do that. I might just say
everybody at my
today.
Like
not right now. It's raining. That's why I'm in here instead of fixing a hot water heater. We decided it wasn't very smart to try to lift it in the rain since A, it's metal, and B, it's hard. It's like very slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's electric, so probably not the best idea in the rain.
Jesus Christ, what am I doing?
Nobody knows.
I'm trying to
figure that out for months.
Aw, you're so sweet, Sarah. Thank you.
I only fuck with people I like.
I know. That's why I said thank you.
If she starts being nice to you, then that's when I've definitely worry.
Hey, no fair. She's nice with me when I'm down. When I'm down, she's nice. I think that's different. Don't make me overthink it, CJ. Don't make it overthink. Don't make me overthink it because I'm good at that. And now I'll be in tears by the end of this stream, completely convinced that Sarah hates me.
No. It's not like she's nice to you once. It's that she never gives you shit.
Yeah.
Like if she never ever gives you shit, she is not happy with you. If she's extra nice and polite, like, and only says like, that's when you know something's wrong.
I'm really good at fake nice. Like really, really, really good at it. It's the only lying I can do well. So, but it works really well when you work with people. You know, like there's a client who comes in, she just shows up at work. She just walks in and talks to me, and I'm busy and I don't have time for her shit. And she could call me or email me, but she doesn't. She shows up. And I think the problem is that English is her second language, and I think she thinks she understands me better when we're in person, but she does not.
Okay.
That does not help. It doesn't help at all. So she comes in and like she thinks I love her, but she leaves and I'm just like, oh, I hate that woman. I hate her so much. But she thinks I love her.
Well, I mean, as long as she thinks that, it's good because, you know, she's the client. Happy clients are a good thing.
Yes. Because unhappy clients are worse, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Happy clients are, I mean, sometimes they're super nice, even when they're unhappy. Like, and I think, I mean, I never had a really super disgruntled customer, even when I was in tech support. I mean, I had one once, but it was a guy from the States. I was on night shift, so it was like 6:30 a.m. I had no patience for anyone. No.
Yeah, well, see,
No.
I have the joy of I do all the phone calls for work.
Oh,
so I do a combination of things, including like calling someone and saying, hey, you have a court date on Tuesday, make sure you show up. And I also call and say, hey, you have a $10,000 bill, I need you to make a payment. So I'm really like
all over the place.
There's a span of things I'm calling people about, so they get very angry. And they're all going through divorces or family cases or have DCFS in their lives, so they're not pleased either.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if the state took your children away from you, you're probably not the nicest person in the world right now.
True.
Probably
No.
pretty ugly.
The guy I dealt with had all the reasons in the world to be upset. Like, oh my God. We had tech support in Romania, which was the main tech support, but we had a tech support office in the US, and they were like well paid compared to us, and they had a really nice schedule of like 9 to 5. And they didn't know shit about anything. Like when I saw their replies, I was like, oh my God, you should just escalate the issues to us directly and not reply at all, because that's bullshit. So the guy called me and he was super angry and throwing fuck bombs everywhere. And I was like, sir, you can't talk to me like that. I was like, I mean, if we were in private, sure, no problem. If you don't stop swearing, I'm going to just hang up on you. Legit hang up. And he calms down a bit and then we talk. And then at the end of the call, I was like, man, if I were you, I would like take a hammer and go to the support office in the US and like burst through their door with that hammer. Because the guy had an issue with his product and they tried to fix it. And they tried to fix it for so long without just refunding him that right now, he could no longer get a refund despite having all this track record. And he was super angry. And I escalated it to the sales people, hoping something gets done. And then like 2 months after that, I ask and do a search. And guess what? His ticket was still open because fuck people. That's why.
Anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's lovely.
Had to switch headphones, sorry.
I like those headphones though. Oh shit, we have to start writing.
Oh,
I know.
shit.
So I'm pushing the button now. Everybody write or edit for the next 15 minutes.
Oh, she's mean.
It's very demanding.
Yeah.
Write them books. Write them books.
I mean, that was more a message to myself than to anyone else. So there's that.
I'll take it. I'm gonna light a fire.
Sorry, what?
I almost started a fire.
Oh, okay. Maybe don't do that.
I have an incense burning and it went awry. And
I mean, I know CJ has the fire department next door, but I don't think they can reach you in time.
remind me to tell you about why CJ needs the fire department across the street.
That's just, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
And you have 12 minutes and a half to decide what you want to tell us, because I'm definitely asking.
Yeah, you can't get away from that now. CJ's just like, I'm gonna kill it.
And that's time. And I got 508 words.
Ooh. I got 6 pages.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I got 407.
I got 1 page because I got a visitor that didn't want to leave the page. She keeps trying to eat the pen.
I had at my old job for probably a year and a half, I had an ID that Mr. Crowley had chewed the corner on. And people would be like, "What happened to your ID?" And I'm like, "That's cat marks. Sorry." But he just found it one day and was like, I'm like, whatever.
Okay. Oh, wow. Nice going.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
23
Wow.
pages, that's a lot.
Betty.
Okay, so I have a story to tell you.
Okay. Is it the story we were all waiting for?
Yes. So
Okay, great.
CJ and I lived together for about 6 months in an apartment, and then the landlady went crazy and kicked us out, and we ended up living with my parents. But this happened during the 6 months that we were living with the landlady, who was insane, who apparently had been coming into our apartment all along and breaking our stuff, and we each thought the other one had broken it, and like it was very crazy. It was a very crazy period of our lives.
Yes.
But CJ and I we smoked a lot of weed at that point, and so we were just sitting around writing, and she was sitting on the couch and I was sitting in a chair, and she had an ashtray next to her. We were both smokers still at the time, like regular smokers, and she had an ashtray sitting next to her on the chair and on the couch, and Mr. Crowley climbed up next to her, and she didn't notice that he knocked her cigarette into the couch.
Like
So,
between the
yeah, so the couch literally had flames coming out of it. And we emptied a whole fire extinguisher into it, but we weren't sure if it was out or not still. So we pushed it out onto our balcony and continued to empty the fire extinguisher. But then once it was out and we knew it was out, we also still needed a couch. So we took stitch witchery and some cloth, and we put it down under the cushions and like tried to like make a makeshift. We ironed it on, and but every time you would sit on that couch, a puff of the fire extinguisher dust would come out. And like right now, I can taste the dust that comes out of a fire extinguisher. Yeah. Like I can taste it because I'm talking about it.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, but CJ blamed Mr. Crowley for a very long time, even though Mr. Crowley is not a sentient being.
Oh, wow.
It was Mr. Crowley's fault. I still maintain.
He's never lit a single cigarette.
Nobody has tried to light the couch on fire with one.
He did. No, he's
saying.
No, CJ left her cigarette on the couch, and Mr. Crowley was successful in helping her to burn down the couch.
All Mr. Crowley's fault.
Well, and then the person we got the couch from was upset that we didn't give it back to them when we moved out. I'm like, we had burned a hole in it, like.
Well, and we had to cut it open in order to, because it was like it was overstuffed in the, it was from the 70s. And so it had all the stuffing underneath. And so the stuffing is what had caught on fire.
And none of it was fire retardant because it was from the 70s.
It's from the 70s.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. It was kind of a hot mess.
That's really sucks. Oh, my God.
The period of time we lived together was quite interesting because after that, then we moved in to my parents' house. And for about 2 weeks, we each had our own room. And then my brother, who lived next door in an apartment that just happened to be next door to my parents' house, had a home invasion. And they tried to kidnap his, at the time, pregnant wife.
Oh, my God.
So they moved into my parents' house, too. So CJ and I ended up living in a room together.
Let's fair.
Yeah,
it wasn't just the two of them.
No, she had 2 girls who were I think like 6 and 4 at the time, and then they had a brand new baby, and she was pregnant. And they had Jacob while we were living there, but we were in a single room, and our beds laid like this next to each other.
Oh.
Like our feet laid next to each other. Like that was the only way for us to both fit in there, and we lived that way for another 3, 4, 5, 6 months, something like that.
9 months.
Was it 9 months?
It was 9 months. It was from July until March.
Wow.
Yep. And so there were literally 10 people in this house.
Yeah.
Because
plus
for a
3
very
cats
short
and a
period
dog.
of time. Yeah, for a very short period of time, my little brother lived there too.
Yes.
Because he was going through a divorce. So, and he has 3 kids.
Crazy.
With he had 3 kids with Liz, so his 3 kids would come over. So there were 7 children in this house.
Wow.
It
sounds like a lot.
Y'all sound like when I moved to Nebraska, it was just me, and at the time Kira was 4, and we took over my stepbrother's rooms because they had twin beds in one room. They slept on the couch. My sister had her own room, and then my other sister moved in with her because she didn't want to live with my dad anymore. So there were 12 of us in one house at one point for like 8 months till I got a job and got enough money I could get my own place. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, CJ moved out and I stayed there for quite some time after that. And then Matt and Tracy bought a house. And then I ended up with Travis, and that's how I ended up moving out, was actually that Travis had an apartment. And then right after Travis and I got married, things were just rough. And so my parents asked us if we wanted to move in there. So we moved in there, and then my brother had to move in because he and his wife got a divorce. My older brother again. He and his wife got a divorce. So he started sleeping on the couch while Travis and I lived there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so now he and his 2 boys live there with my parents now.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, they've lived there pretty long time now, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been there for a long time.
Oh, well, but if it works out for them.
Yeah, and there's 2 dogs and a cat there, but the dogs are tiny, so I think that kind of makes up for it.
Yeah. And the cat hides.
No, he doesn't anymore.
What?
He doesn't anymore. He's come to his wit's end, and now he needs people.
Oh my god.
Oh, poor Ozzy.
Yeah,
He is
yesterday I was
the
over there and Jacob was
softest
cuddling
cat
him.
ever. He is so soft.
His fur is the weirdest texture. It's just strange.
It's just, yeah. But he also steals things, like hair ties and bras.
Oh god.
Yes. Yeah. And you'll see him like coming down the hallway with a bra in his mouth, and he's like walking with his paws all like out just a little bit so that it can dangle between his legs.
Oh my god.
Well, and then he also, my parents had mice, and he skins them.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, he rips their skin off.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, look at Eddie here being the top dog.
I know.
4-bedroom house with 10 people, and he had a room to himself. Like that's winning. There's just like so much winning. Yes, Alina Popescu is my real name. I was born with it. Well, not born with it. I got it. Well, actually, yeah, because the moment I was born, they got it on my papers. So.
Right, it wasn't given to you
though.
by the womb, but it was given to you immediately after the womb.
No, I think they had my name ready before I exited the womb.
So yeah, before you were born.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my real name. Also the most common name ever, and I'm not even joking. Because Popescu is the most common surname in Romania ever. Why not?
Yeah.
And there were a lot of Alinas in my generation. Makes sense. I know like 3 of them, all of them my age or around there.
Yeah,
So,
Sarah was the most popular name.
I'm friends with 3 of them. I know a lot more than that.
Right.
And even with my middle name, I had people in the same city having the exact same name as me.
Yep, I had that problem too. I had, not with Scharnweber, but like in school, they would usually do like your middle initial. So that you'd be like Sarah J. But there were so many Sarah Jeans that they ended up having to use your last initial. But then there were so many Sarah S's that they had to like come up with different ways to like ID us.
Yeah, see, there were so many Ambers we had to come up. There were 4 in my 5th grade class alone, so we all got to pick a different nickname to go by. Because it was too confusing for all my teachers, because there were 2 Amber C's and 2 Amber, what was that, Amber D's, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Ads.
I never got to choose my my name. There was this famous character in jokes called Alina the Sadist, and that became my nickname. Of course, of the 2 Alinas in my class, that became my
I had
nickname.
a couple of nicknames that I didn't want.
Oh, I got used to mine.
Yeah, I did not get used to. This is like one of those really embarrassing stories. When I was in 8th grade, I farted really loud in the middle of my math class, and I was already 5'11" at that point, and so they had already started calling me Shackenweber because of Scharnweber.
Oh my god!
Because I was so tall. So for the rest of the school year, I was Burrito Shackenweber.
Oh god, that's so bad.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry for
you
laughing.
fart at 12 years old in front of a bunch of 12-year-old boys. Guess what happens?
Yep.
I just think it'd become popular.
And it was epic too. There was no disguising it. There was no pretending that wasn't me. There was no pretending that's not what that was. It was clearly what I had done. And yeah, I remember it very distinctly.
Yeah, of course.
I was horrified.
I always did dumb shit like kneel in front of people in the middle of the street because I fell. Or there was one time I was in high school, so even worse, because that's what you want people to remember you by. And I had this huge white jacket and kind of long. It went down to my mid-thigh, or maybe closer to my knees. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. It was super white. And there had been snow and there was ice, but it had all gone away pretty much. There were just muddy puddles everywhere. And when I was going home, I find the one patch of ice in the entire school. It was ice with like dirt on top, like muddy dirt.
Yep.
And I just fell on that, planted my ass on it, and then stood up with like a huge stain on my very white jacket. And I had to walk like that home.
Yep,
You know?
I had that same thing happen to me when I was like 9 or 10. I went to Nebraska with a friend. And
I was 16.
We were we went to this park together. We walked down to this park and we were on the swing set and I fell off the swing set into the mud. And I was muddy from the top of my head all the way down to my butt crack. I was it was, oh God, it was so bad.
Oh my God. Like, no, doing things like that is just so freaking embarrassing. Although my most embarrassing moment was when I was like 6 or 7, I think. I was in ballet class and our ballet teacher was like the best. She was super loving and lovable at the same time and beautiful and gorgeous and everybody loved it. But one day she just had it because too many kids were just asking to go to the toilet. And she goes like, no one from now on until the end of the lesson is allowed to go to the toilet. Oh, well. You know, you can hold it in when you're not moving, but trying to do ballet moves and hold it in is really hard. And I managed for like 30 minutes. And then I peed all over myself. I was 6. I wasn't in school yet. I remember that. And the moment she saw me, like I was super red and I was terrified. And the moment she saw me, I just saw her face change. Like she realized she'd done something really bad. And she didn't say anything at first. She just came clean. She came there, cleaned everything, helped me with that. And then she said, look, you see, Alina, she's like a good girl. She listened to me. Yeah, this is how all of you should be. And I was like, yeah, sure.
Everyone should be themselves. It's fine.
Oh my God. I appreciated her attempts to making me seem like the cool, nice kid, but I wasn't. I mean, I was 6, goddammit. I was too old for them. But I was so terrified of going to her and having her yell because that had been the first time I heard her raise her voice in over 2 years.
Oh.
So I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, this is bad. She never raised her voice, never, until that day. And I started ballet a little before 35. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we were supposed to start a minute ago. So we'll start now. Let's write for 15 minutes.
Sorry. I'm a buzzkill.
I know. I mean, it's okay. We were just sharing embarrassing stories. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
time.
I'm having distraction problems.
Aww.
I got 3 pages done.
That's
Jehovah's Witnesses show up at the house and stuff, and that amuses me, and then I got sidetracked.
That's still good. I got 598 words done, so.
Travis just told them we're atheists, but thanks. Good luck.
I did a page and a half again.
But still, I mean, everyone had progress, and we have 1 more to go. So, by the way, we're starting that at 15 past, so I should remember that.
I should remember that.
I had to go back this time because I forgot to add 2 sisters into this entire scene, so I had to go back and reread where each was I need to add them.
Ugh, don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah, I probably technically did about 2 pages by the time I add all that together. Yeah. Would have been a major plot point hole later without ever mentioning them in the beginning.
Well, at least you caught it.
Yeah.
There is an upset dog somewhere.
Yeah, who is that?
It's not here.
Not here.
Not here.
Alina.
Is that at your house, Alina?
Well, oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it's outside my house. Sorry. I had the earplugs on, so I couldn't hear it. Yeah, sorry. I can't close the window because it gets super hot. It rained a lot yesterday, so it's cool outside, but the building is still emitting heat. So, sorry. Also, wait.
You're done.
I think there's someone at my door, so I'll be back in like a second.
Okay. People showing up during streams, don't they know we're busy?
God. Jiminy Cricket, Batman. I couldn't have Jehovah's Witnesses living next door to me. That would, because I have a feeling they wouldn't leave me alone.
I don't think they do that. I don't think they mess with their neighbors like that.
All right, I will be right back. I have to go. A small child fell down and got a scratch on her knee, so I have to go and fix it. So I will be back.
Okay.
Everybody's just
so now we're carrying a stream. And we got nothing to talk about.
Last writing thing, the kitten was wanting to climb up, and he doesn't have claws very well yet because he's only like barely 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was trying to climb my pants leg, and he just kept sliding down my leg. And I was like, if you were a kid, this would be amusing.
Right.
You can't even meow yet. So I'm just like, or she can't meow yet. So I'm just like, I wonder if you're laughing on the inside. Because I was laughing watching. Oh, okay. So you got nice Jehovah's Witness neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while you hear about one who like doesn't want their neighbors to have wind chimes and shit. And it's like, you need to calm your ass down.
Yeah.
You do you, sir.
I think that's just neighbors in general. You always get like crazy.
Were the Jehovah's Witnesses at your door too?
No, actually it was just my mom trying to move some heavy shit, so I moved it for her. She was trying to. Yeah, all right. So I thought it was knocking, but actually it wasn't. It's interesting that the mic picks the dog outside, but the knocking beyond the door, it won't pick up. So that's good to know. Apparently there's a closed door between the mic and the sound. It won't pick it. Also, if I wouldn't have taken my headphones off to hear the dogs, I wouldn't have heard them.
Right.
Yeah, it's all good. Where CJ disappeared too, so that's great.
Her small child has injured herself, so she is.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's a minor injury, but you know, it's one of those like, I need a Band-Aid because I'm a small child.
Yep. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Did she bleed out?
No. It's seriously, like, it was like this big of a scratch.
But it needed a Band-Aid.
It didn't. It really didn't need a Band-Aid. I just cleaned it up. Like, I put soap and water, cleaned it up. It wasn't even like bleeding. It just...
All bubbles are better with Band-Aids. I think that's like the magic cure. Okay, there's a Band-Aid. It doesn't hurt anymore.
Well, and the funny part is that sometimes she's like, she doesn't even notice. Like, she could be gushing blood and be like, I'm doing something, though. And this kind of thing, she's like, I need it hurts.
Well, it's like my daughter with gymnastics. She will come home with, like, huge, like, sores or whatever, blood blisters on her hands from the bars. She's just like, ow, that hurts. Like, she's used to it. So it's like, we're like, oh, God, that just seems so painful. And then she'll, like, fall and trip and stub her toe, and she's screaming bloody murder. I'm like, really?
What is with that?
Really? You fall off a mat, like, 3 foot in the air at gym, and you just say nothing. You stub your toe and you scream. Like, what? I don't get it.
It's the difference between I want attention and I'm too busy to do anything else but what I was already doing. So I will ignore that.
Well, I think
pretty much.
At gym, coach is like, are you crying? Are you bleeding? No? Then get up. I'm not like that.
I think you're absolutely right, Eddie. It is definitely attention seeking.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's much better to have the comfort when you feel panicked than it is to have the comfort when you feel fine.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, they get that panic, and then they're like, somebody needs to comfort me. It obviously hurts really bad because I'm panicking.
Yeah.
And I do that too. Like, if I paper cut myself and I don't notice it, I don't notice that it's there. And I've cut myself on, we have these metal things that you have to slide to hold the files in place. And the metal things are like razor blades. And I've cut myself on them and bled on paperwork and not noticed. And then I've gotten paper cuts where I noticed the paper cut was happening. And I'm like, this is the worst thing ever.
True. It happens that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when you know you're paper cutting yourself and like you're already moving so you can't stop.
Yeah,
so you're feeling it happen and you're like, stop, but you're already going.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Well, see, and our problem is right now our entire house is a maze between my mom's stuff that we have to go through plus renovation stuff. And so, like, we all are stubbing our toes or tripping on stuff like 4 or 5 times a day. So, and then you got 3 animals underfoot. So it's like, there's not a day we don't go without, like, where's the Band-Aids? Where do we move them?
Oh, I got a visitor. Hold on a second.
Oh, God.
And I'll be honest, Fiona is much more dramatic than she really should be. I don't know if that's a thing. She's a very dramatic child. She just is. She always has been.
How old is she?
She is 7. She'll be 8 in August.
It is kind of typical for the age, though, for girls.
She's always been like always. From the time she was like sentient,
I'm back.
She's always been like she's much more dramatic than her brother. Her brother is so calm, and sometimes you have to check and make sure he's still breathing.
Unless he's smelling his fart.
Oh yeah, unless he's smelling his own fart.
You're well
he's 9. He's almost 10. So he's going through that disgusting age where everything is like farts and butts.
It sounds good.
He's so weird.
I know what Michael's talking about freaking cutting yourself with a carton box, because I cut myself like in the middle of my tattoo with a safe razor cutter box. It had the little finger holes so you didn't cut yourself, and it like got stuck in a carton box that was crappy cut and like flipped over into my arm and cut me.
Oh, God.
And instead of going to get stitches, I just like held it and went to the first aid thing and got butterfly stitches and the glue and glued it back together.
You know, sometimes that's all you need.
We were in overtime and I needed the money to make rent.
Oh God.
Like 10 minutes till it was time to go, I like went and told my HR about it, and like, you might need to restock the cabinet now. And she's like, why? And so I showed her and she goes, why did you come to me? I was like, I needed to work. We would have sent you to the hospital. I was like, that's kind of why I didn't say anything.
Right?
Yeah, I stitched myself. But so now I have my tattoo has a big gaping wound on its face now.
I've never had external stitches. I've had like a stitch inside of when they did my tonsillectomy, they did those stitches that melt over time. So like they were stitched, but they never touched them and I never saw them. And so those are the only kinds of stitches. I think I had one when I had a tooth removed too.
Yeah. I had stitches.
I've never had them.
I had my wisdom teeth out.
Yeah, I was unconscious for both of those though, so I don't know that they count.
As long as there's an anesthetic, I've been told it doesn't hurt very much. I was in pain, so I didn't care.
Well, and one of the things about being in pain is that if the pain that you're already feeling is more than the pain that you're going to feel, your body can only handle so much pain. So it's just like whatever.
Well,
yeah, I pulled my own tooth one time in a parking lot.
See, and I don't know if it's that I was in that much pain or I just have a high pain tolerance, because like being in the military, I've done things that I just had to rise above the pain. And then during Katrina, my shoulder popped out of socket and apparently I tore my labrum. So for 9 years, I dealt with just doing the whole lethal weapon thing and popping my shoulder back in against the wall.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, because I would literally just be putting on a shirt and it would pop out, and I'd like have a shirt out on my head and not be able to do anything, pop it back in. So I think I was just able to do it because it was numb from the pain, and then I just I don't know. I did it.
Oh my God. I feel like such a crybaby now.
I don't consider myself a badass, but it had to be done.
Well, and the things you can do when they have to be done are ludicrous sometimes. Like just some of the things that you do because you're like, you know what? You get used to doing it. There are people who live with pain on a daily basis. And so for them,
the tolerance is way higher. Yeah.
Yeah. They just because they already have pain. So whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Because before my migraines got diagnosed, they used to get really bad to the point where my own breathing was upsetting me and it was too much to bear. And I could deal with that for days, you know. And now if I get a headache that evolves into a migraine and I'm late to take the pills and there's that 20-minute period before they take effect and the pain recedes, I panic. I absolutely panic, thinking the pain will not go away and I'll go back to what used to be pretty much hell. But I could live through it then. I didn't panic as much. But now, because I know there are ways to stop the pain, if the pain doesn't stop, I panic.
Guess what time it is?
We have it right. Yay! Right, everybody, right. I'm so happy. I don't know why.
Get the word.
And it's time.
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
581. And
yeah.
I got 2 pages this time.
I got 8 more pages.
Nice. We all did great. My total for today is 1,687.
I don't know what my total for the day is. I'm on page 29, and I started on page 1 last night. So
you still did great, man.
Yeah, it's 29 pages over an hour and a half worth of work.
Mm.
Yeah. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Not too shabby at all.
Sometimes I get to editing and I'm like, I really should just do like a quick edit. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to read it 5 times just to get all my editing done.
I got 1,192 total. I got 412 for that one.
Nice. You did
How
great.
close are you to finishing your actual thing?
I think so that one ran a little longer than I had anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna have one more.
Gotcha.
Because the action didn't quite. I didn't get to the end of this particular story. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm hoping I can do that soon. Although,
You probably will.
given that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Although I could break these up into individual posts. So if I broke them up into individual posts, I've got 6 posts done. I mean, drafted.
Nice.
6 posts drafted.
That's awesome.
And I need like 2 more to finish this installment, I guess is the best way to put it.
That's pretty great, man. That means you'll have like a month's worth of content if you post them once a week.
Right.
And you can schedule them in advance, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, and I think I might do them every other week.
If you have more content to publish, yes. If that's the only fresh content you publish, I'd go for once a week if you can.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I think probably, other than write-ins, I'm not going to work on my editing because I can do that anytime, anywhere. And I want to try to get my website done before the craziness gets crazier.
Yeah, true. That makes sense.
I mean, I have a website now and I have it up and it's sufficient, but I'm doing another one off Wix because right now I have DoodleKit and it looks okay. It just doesn't really. It's not as professional looking as I'd like it to look.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've almost gotten done with my website. So hopefully July I'll finish it and have it up in August.
Nice. That sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah. It's hard trying to like throw all these pieces of my puzzle right now going on and like, okay, this is what should happen, and then if it doesn't happen, it literally will move everything.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you get to do it all in due time and nothing gets super derailed. Hey, Jesse, sorry, you only caught us as we're wrapping up today.
Right.
But you can rewatch this. It's fun. And Sarah and I talked about really embarrassing situations that happened in our lives. Because oversharing. That's why.
Right?
Yeah, that's not a common thing at all in this stream today.
Yeah, it's all good. Before we wrap up for the day, anything you guys would like to promote? Let's just keep the same order because it's easy for me to keep count. That's the only reason why. So, Amber?
This week, like I said, I have a announcement video of things going on coming out, so make sure you check that out. Should be Tuesday or Wednesday since I don't have another job anymore. And then July 2nd, in case I'm not able to be on next weekend, is our next live stream for Journey to Publication. So
That's awesome. Also, her channel is linked down below, as is everyone else's channel, because you should all go
we'll do it, Sarah.
follow them.
Yeah.
DJ, take the mic.
So I am still planning to, I don't think I'm going to get the website up before the end of June, unless I put it up without my without an entry, because I don't know that I'll get this edited in time. I'm working more than I thought I would be. I don't know. It depends on what work does this coming week.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. And by the way, just launch it when you feel okay with it. Don't rush it just because the month is ending. Nobody will care if you do it a week or two later.
Right, and it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be more than a week or two later.
Yeah,
so it just depends on what work does this week.
Yeah, I get it. I can't wait to see it up though. Okay, Sarah, darling, promote your shit.
I just want more subscribers, so go subscribe to my channel down below.
Yay, everybody subscribe to her and check out her books on Amazon.
Yeah, I have books on Amazon. That's the thing.
Horror, scary, serial killers, and Bigfoot. These are the only keywords I could think of right now, but
I love Bigfoot.
I read her stuff despite being a scaredy cat, so clearly it's worth it if I subjected myself to the fear. Okay.
Totally worth it.
I have 2 books that are currently on sale that are super heavily discounted, and that's my first book in famous on the internet, Brotherly, that's discounted to 99 cents, and the same goes for Strength to Let Go, which is my first book in the Tales of the Werewolf Tribe series. Words hard, can't do, apparently. They're both available on Amazon. You have links in the description, and they're going to be discounted for another 4 days, almost 5. And if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription and you would like to borrow this, I would do it like fast, because the moment the promotion ends, or maybe a day before, I'm not exactly sure, they will be out of Kindle Unlimited and going wide. So yeah, that's it. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. Please like this video. It does help out a lot with ranking higher and algorithms and stuff. And if you've missed us and you have questions, concerns, comments in general, leave them down below. We always do our best to reply to our comments.
Yep.
So that's it. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you for the next write-in, which is Friday at 7 p.m. Central. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Yay! On Sarah's channel. Yeah, that's it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.